You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I am back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports 2. Well, this video won't even have a notification because I burned all three of them already, but I promised myself I would make sure I got a wrestling video out. I am going to try to get one out every day of the week except my day off on Sunday, which John will probably make a video over here on Sundays, but he is not into wrestling and I am, so that's going to be hard for him to cover. So we've got Backlash, as we know. WWE Raw the other night. Traditionally, it's always the biggest Raw of the year, the one after WrestleMania, and for many fans, it fell flat, particularly with the strange Brock Lesnar heel turn on Cody Rhodes. I said the other day it was a nonsensical heel turn. I didn't understand what the purpose is. We don't know that storyline as of yet. But it was very well executed in how surprising it was, and the general ruthlessness of the beatdown that Brock Lesnar played out sold it very well. Okay, yeah, I mean he drew a ton of heat. Jaws were dropped. Some jaws were dropped because they probably just couldn't believe that Cody Rhodes was getting screwed for the second night in a row. Many people believed he should have won the world title at WrestleMania. He did not, right? And I got to be honest with you, like I said in the video the other day, I really thought there was a chance Cody might get a rematch during Raw in which he might actually win the belt. Now, I've seen that after pay-per-views before. I don't think necessarily after WrestleManias, but you get the point. It has happened the next night on Raw. Back in the Attitude Era, back in, Raw is War, all those days, it would happen. Well, anyway, let's get to this because a lot of people are mad because, Vince McMahon is said to be in creative control. Word has it that he was actually doing live rewrites of the show while the show was going on. There was a video out there, Seth Rollins. Something might have happened with what was going to be his segment. It might have been rewritten. Nobody knows. We've also got the ratings. Okay, and it was a damn big rating for the WWE post-WrestleMania. Let's get to this, and then we'll get to the rating. RingsideNews.com, WWE fans were left disappointed with post-WrestleMania 39 edition of Monday Night Raw, which was reportedly booked by Vince McMahon himself. Raw after WrestleMania is usually a highly anticipated show that sets the tone for the future of the company, but this year's show failed to live up to expectations. According to reports, McMahon was backstage running the show and made several creative decisions, leading to a shift in the landscape of the product. Fans have been enjoying the current product under the leadership of Triple H, and the sudden change under McMahon's regime left them unhappy. I'm going to bring something up here. I wonder how much of this is Vince's I'm not going to say out of the ring problems, but some of the problems that went on in involving some of the women. I wonder how much is unhappiness with the storyline of the product or with him on a personal level, because to me they are two separate entities. Okay, two separate things. What Vince has got going on away from the actual in-ring creative product has nothing to do with when I'm watching the product, how is it going to turn out. All right, so I did want to say that because I did see that brought up some by Twitter, and of course Twitter is the worst place on the history of the planet. Fans took to social media to express their disappointment with the show's booking, with some pointing out that it felt like a classic episode under McMahon's old regime. What do you mean by classic, though? Because I enjoyed Raw 15 years ago more than I enjoy Raw now. So I don't know. See, That's the problem. What are we looking at from an unhappiness standpoint? It did seem like a lot of people were upset with the decisions that were made with the way the show was booked. But I just wonder if it's got something to do with McMahon on a personal level. While some fans speculated on what the future holds for WWE 2 shows, others were concerned about the impact of McMahon's return could have on the company's creative direction. And this was some of the feedback on Twitter itself. Vince is a cancer for the WWE. Definitely, and it sucked. Keep out of it. We don't need him. And the reason why it sucked, talking about Vince, and that's why it was the shits. Felt like I'm not watching anymore. It was effing shit. So there you go. The disappointment in Raw after WrestleMania 39 is in contrast to the excitement surrounding the recent sale of the WWE to Endeavor. Vince McMahon dropped the bombshell news in the past 24 hours, leading to speculation on what changes the company may undergo. So, I think there might have been one more thing I wanted to look at down here. Oh, it remains to be seen how McMahon's return to the creative process will affect the WWE's product in the long run. Nonetheless, fans are hoping for a better future and for the WWE to get back on track in delivering the quality of programming they have come to expect. So let's get straight over to the ratings because, yeah, the ratings were big. I mean, fans were pissed, but the ratings were huge. WWE draws giant ratings for Raw after WrestleMania 39. The Raw after WrestleMania 39 was expected to do a monster number, but beat expectations with 2.26 million viewers and 0.76 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic. Now, keep in mind, folks, I come from the Raw is War era. I remember when 6 million people used to watch Raw. So, while this sounds like a big rating, to me, it's not really that big. But now, with all of the other television alternatives, you have to put perspective in it. And yes, in this day and time, it is a massive rating. And the reason I say that, and we can just look right here, top 50 original cable telecast for Monday night, the WWE has all three of the top most viewed segments, 18 to 49, 0.85, 0.76, 0.68. So as you can see, it destroyed everything in the coveted demographic, the advertising demographic of 18 to 49, and that's, frankly, when advertisers make decisions, that's the demographic they care about. Also, Raw was going up against the NC2A Men's Tournament Final, and that drew 14.69 million and a 3.73 in the 18 to 49. So, again, pretty damn impressive. Should be noted, Tucker Carlson drew 3.25 million. Tucker is still killing it over there. So, anyway, there it is. There was a lot of backlash as we went through on Twitter. Yeah, the fans are pissed. They're mad. We don't know where the creative direction is going. I take it because I had a bit of a layoff from wrestling in there for a few years. I take it there was an issue with Vince in creative for a while. That's what I'm gathering from fans. I'm just now getting back hardcore into it again. Guys, I was a major wrestling fan in the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s, WCW, WWE, ECW, back in the day, World Championship Wrestling, a World Class Championship Wrestling right here in Texas, Von Erichs, Fabulous Freebirds, UWF, a lot of that. So I guess I can remember during the Attitude Era that Vince was heavily involved, and Vince was one of the greatest heels we've ever seen in pro wrestling when he was feuding with, well, anybody he could feud with, but Austin being the most notable. He was fantastic. And again, I don't know how much of Vince's personal demons are influencing some of the backlash, but it was completely nonsensical that Brock Lesnar did what he did the other night to Cody Rhodes. And why that was written in, I don't know. Some have speculated that Vince may have been sort of getting back at Cody Rhodes for the AEW thing. I hope that is really not what happened here. Okay? I assumed that we would have had the Cody Rhodes storyline go on a while longer, culminating with him either winning the belt at Backlash or maybe even much further down the line at SummerSlam. Maybe he still could. Maybe Brock Lesnar, Cody, Roman Reigns are going to be in some kind of a three-way feud. We've seen that in the past. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it, right? We will. Man, interesting. Very interesting. I'm happy to be able to talk some wrestling on here now. I'm happy to report I've gotten my wife into wrestling. I did not think that would happen. I started toying with watching wrestling again about a year ago. Mostly AEW, but a little WWE here and there. I like AEW better because it reminds me of wrestling from 20 years ago versus wrestling now. Okay, there's times that WWE can be a little more flamboyant than I care to watch, but Cody Rhodes makes it more watchable. Brock Lesnar makes it more watchable. You know, anytime I can see the guys, Brock, Bobby Lashley, those kind of guys that were still big back when I was locked in, it makes me happy. You know, it is what it is. You know, I wish like hell Triple H could still wrestle. You know, but that's neither here nor there. And I wish The Rock would, and I understand why Dwayne Johnson doesn't do it, but I wish he would. He's still young enough, you know, he could have 2, 3, 4 matches a year, but he's went on to become a movie star. It is what it is. Tell me what you think, Black and White Sports 2 supporters. Hardcore wrestling fans that have been dialed in and never left the last 10 years will be like, what the frick? It is what it is, man. I wanted to cover wrestling. It's finally starting to happen, so that makes me happy. And that'll be sort of my side enjoyment to this channel, you know. And don't worry, I'm still in Black and White Sports. I mean, I'm still doing a video a day over there every day. So, peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.